Our main focus for at least two sections here are going to be about Tottenham. And normally when we're talking Tottenham, we're talking about, a good transfer window, good start to the season for Thomas Frank, a Champions League campaign on the horizon. But the focus turns to the chairman, Daniel Levy, who, and this is coming in from, this is what talkSPORT understands. Daniel Levy was removed as Tottenham Hotspur chairman following an ownership-instigated review, which came about in order to put sport and success first. Interesting, considering, again, they just won a European trophy. A club statement said Levy had stepped down, but the decision was taken by the club's majority shareholders, the Lewis family. The family undertook the review at the start of the year with the question, why is the team performing so bad? So Daniel Levy no longer Spurs chairman, which is going to be weird because I feel like he's been there forever. Right? It feels like it was Alan Sugar, then Daniel Levy. And It feels like he's been there forever. What do you make of it? The timing's a bit strange. Again, it's come after just a transfer window. They've decided to get rid of Ange Postecoglou. Like, in terms of on the pitch, they're actually doing better than they've ever done.
This is it. The timing of it is weird. And look, Daniel Levy took over in 2001. And if you think about what's happened to Tottenham since 2001, they've won 2 trophies. So it totally makes sense. It's a legitimate, not the word's probably not sacking, but it's a legitimate passing of the baton. Yeah. Because if you think since 2001, if you think about what everybody else has done since 2001, Manchester United won 24 trophies in that period. Manchester City have won 24 trophies in that period. Chelsea have won 21 trophies in that period. Tottenham have won 2 trophies in that period.
Yeah, but they won one very recently.
Exactly. That's why. But I think if you
those stats are really painful to him, what you've just read.
But you have, just a really painful one will be since 2001 when Daniel Levy took over, Arsenal have won 16 trophies. 16 individual trophies, 2 Premier Leagues, 7 FA Cups, 7 Community Shields. So I've made it as painful as it could be because I've included the Community Shields.
But we always talk about the way business and business owners look at football clubs now. And the Lewis family will be looking at it from a business standpoint. Since 2001, the valuation of Spurs has gone up tenfold. Yeah. Because of that stadium that Daniel Levy kind of was the brains about. So in terms of a business standpoint, he's actually done well from a business standpoint.
He's done well from a business standpoint, and I also think that if you look at it over since 2001, obviously on the pitch it's been fairly underwhelming and totally unacceptable. If you think about who Tottenham are, think about what Tottenham are, what they represent, what their fans want. Like they see themselves, and they still see themselves as a great cup team when the year ends in one and all that. Like you can't be a great cup team when you've won 2 trophies in 25 years. No, okay. That's and one of them was very recently. Yeah, since. 1991, you're looking at 2 League Cups and now a Europa League. It's just not good enough for a club of Tottenham's stature. But I would also say that whilst Daniel Levy's got a lot wrong, and certainly from a Tottenham fan's perspective, I would back them on their gripes with Daniel Levy. I would say that since they won in Bilbao, since they planted their flag in Spain, since they beat Manchester United in that final, I think Daniel Levy's pretty much got everything right.
Agreed.
Sacking of Postecoglou was correct. It was not... It would have been popular.
A very difficult decision.
It was not popular, but he did the right thing. He didn't get emotional with it, and he did the right thing. He learned from the mistakes of Ten Hag, and he got rid of Postecoglou. I think the sacking was right. I then think they appointed the right man. I still do. I think that Thomas Frank is the perfect man for the job. He totally earned it. He is clearly excellent at what he does, and he is ready for the challenge of Tottenham. So they've got that right as well. I then think they were very ambitious in the transfer market. I think they made some really good signings. I think
and by the way, tried to go for bigger signings.
They nearly got Eze over the line. They nearly got Gibbs White over the line. Yeah. They were desperate to do so. And then even with regard to that, they constantly made moves in the transfer market. They were trying. They got Siemens over the line late. Got Kolo Muani over the line late. They'd already got, I think, Palhinha and that relationship that they have with Bayern Munich. If you think about the amount of players, Eric Dyer, Matthias Tell, Harry Kane, obviously. They've got that kind of rapport with Bayern Munich. Palhinha coming in the opposite direction. So I think Daniel Levy's done a lot well. But nothing really will allow his tenure to be looked on positively when you look at the trophy haul. Like his first managerial appointment, Daniel Levy's first managerial appointment, just to demonstrate quite how long he's been there. Do you know who it was? Can you have a stab at it? Daniel Levy's first managerial appointment at Tottenham.
George Graham.
I'll give you a clue. They got to the League Cup final and they lost to Blackburn Rovers.
Glenn Hoddle.
Correct. Yeah. Like, think how long ago that was. Yeah. Think how long ago that was. And since then, it's 2 trophies. It's 2 trophies in that time.
It's a bit of a shambles.
But I think it's good news for Tottenham fans. I think it's kind of come at the perfect time.
You say that, but it'll be interesting to see in terms of ownership whether or not the Lewis family sell, and then you never know who's going to be in control of your club. It was on the overlap on the 4th of August with Gary Neville. Have you seen that? I don't know if you've seen the episode.
I have.
And he basically said, look, he's sure that he will get the credit from some Spurs fans. Now that he is...
No, he won't.
Would he get the credit?
No. His history is always written by the winners. The Levy era...
But recent history is always blinded. Like, fans always look at recent history. They're going to look at the trophy, they're going to look at the beautiful stadium, and they're in Champions League football. And as you say, they've got a good squad. He's leaving them very healthy. That's the most important thing, though. So he's left the club in a very, very healthy position.
No, it's
cool. What do you mean?
It's not been... The Daniel Levy era will be confined to the ash heap of history and will be viewed by Tottenham fans as a wasted 25 years. And I think that they're right in that theory. It has been so underwhelming. When you think of the size of the club, when you think about what the club should have been doing over those 25 years, when you think about who they were when he took over, I don't think it's been acceptable. At various points, didn't they get to a Champions League final and then not sign a player?
Yeah, it was against Liverpool, wasn't it?
So in that 2019 team, I think it's fair to say that over various periods of that Pochettino era, Tottenham were the best team in the country. They have nothing to show for it. They have nothing to show for it because they didn't make a signing off the back of getting to a Champions League final. And that is, look, people want to talk about things away from the football pitch with regards to Daniel Levy. He built a stadium and whatever. That's great, the stadium. It's great for Beyonce. It's great for Beyonce, but Tottenham fans want trophies in a cabinet.
But it's a great stadium in terms of sort of money generation.
You can't put the stadium in a trophy cabinet.
No, you can't. But it's a great stadium. But that means something.
I don't think
it means something. The fans love going there.
No football fan who isn't one of those weird online football fans who gets their buzz off.
No, don't do that. Just say what you want to say. Get your statement out. Don't say no football fan.
No, because there will be a football fan. There are weird football fans online in particular who get their buzz off who get their buzz off a spreadsheet. They get their buzz off turning a profit. Those weird football fans I can't relate to. I've got no empathy with. And they might like the Levy era.
No,
but if you're a Tottenham fan...
But that's his job.
If you're a Tottenham fan who, prior to the Levy era, was used to seeing your team win silverware, was used to seeing your team go to Wembley and lift trophies aloft, and then Daniel Levy comes in and you don't do that for 25 years, you're not going to comfort yourself because you've got a lovely stadium. I heard David Pleat talking. David Pleat went, well, they've got lovely changing facilities or lovely training ground. So what? They're a football team with a proud history of winning silverware. They pride themselves on being a great cup team. Look, I've got no love for Tottenham Hotspur, but I respect the institution. And David Pleat coming out and kind of going, well, they've got a good training ground. I'm like, what? They've managed to build a nice training facility in somewhere in Essex, and that is supposed to comfort Tottenham fans and make them feel good about their team. Like, it's utter nonsense. Tottenham fans don't care about the partnership with the NFL. They care about winning league titles and challenging for leagues and cups.
Well, there are a few bits off that. All right, Simon Jordan doesn't work on a Friday, as you guys know, but was so...
You got to rate that. You got to rate that.
Doesn't work on a Friday. I think we probably called him in Marbella.
Paddle Fridays.
Yeah. But he joined the breakfast show. This is what he had to say about Daniel Levy stepping down.
Bottom line is, Daniel Levy, I think, did a brilliant job for Tottenham Hotspur. I think he built a spaceship. The challenge for Daniel now is he's probably locked into ENIC with no salary. And I wonder how they'll deal with him in the future. Maybe they'll squeeze him out and give him a haircut on his share price. If you don't build success on the field, it's perceived as a failure tax to some extent. And if you look at the value of Chelsea and if you look at the value of Manchester City, where they've spent big, it's like making a Hollywood movie and saying, I don't want to buy the superstars because I want to keep my budgets to a level. There is a thought process that needs to change. I think the legacy for Daniel has to be that he's built a brilliant football club with a real opportunity. And those that are sort of revelling in the fact that Daniel's gone, careful what you wish for.
Interesting from Simon Jordan there. And he made some fantastic points. I guess the biggest point, and he talked about sort of this spaceship, right, what Daniel Levy's created. If the Lewis family do decide to sell, and there's been a lot of talk about them selling recently, there's a lot of talk about investment coming in from different areas of the world. That's a big sell, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
That Spurs stadium alone, the asset there alone.
And look, if Tottenham end up being sold, maybe to a consortium, a Middle East consortium, you had like Jassim, who didn't end up getting Manchester United. If he were to come back in for it, obviously there's always a potential of the Saudis being.
What did Chelsea get sold for? What was it? Was it 3 billion? Something like that? Yeah. Spurs probably around the same,
Yeah, of course. If not more, because you don't have to worry about the ground.
Yeah.
You have like you're saying, a state of the art ground. And if Daniel Levy had married that up with some silverware, if they had won that European Cup, if they had won the league the year that Leicester won it when they should have won it, then I think that you would look on the entire time in a slightly different way. But they didn't. And they had the opportunity to. And basically, Pochettino wasn't backed in the way that he should have been.
So there won't be no Spurs fan crying into their cornflakes tomorrow morning about Daniel Levy going.
No, I think it's a good day for Tottenham fans, really. Tottenham fans that want to see their team win silverware, I think that their chances of seeing that have elevated.
Yeah, interesting to see what happens. How happy were you when new ownership came into the club, at your club?
Were you talking about the Abramovich?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all a bit unknown. I mean, when Bowley came in, it was slightly different, obviously.
That's what I'm talking about.
Is that
that's
one?
What I'm talking
no,
about.
that one was slightly different.
And that's my concern for Spurs fans.
Chelsea was sanctioned. It was all very different. But I'd say the first time, obviously, when Roman Abramovich came in and took the club over from Ken Bates for, a couple of $100 million.
Mental, innit?
Yeah, it was. We didn't really know what was going to happen, and then obviously we had that splurge. We had that splurge in that first summer when we signed.
After the Euros, wasn't it?
We signed. We signed. It was off the back of. So it was the 04 season. So it was the team. We had Hasselbank, and then we went out and we signed. Remember, like the signing of, say, Juan Sebastian Veron, that kind of era. Glenn Johnson, I think, was Abramovich's first signing.
Let's see what Spurs can do under their new ownership, if there is a new ownership.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.